practice high levels of hygiene in their environment. Remember to wash your hands, drink clean and safe water, and proper waste disposal. We endeavor to ensure available, affordable, acceptable, and accessible quality healthcare. For a healthy nation, let us adopt a balanced diet, and our health is our responsibility. Afya yako, jukumu lako. Afya nyumbani.
Giza giza tutafanya lile tendo, washamaliza ngatembo, kinachofuata ni skendo.
Kichwa changu si kubwa.
Shika ujaribu, si ujaribu.
Kichwa changu si kubwa. Hii kitu inaweza toshea.
Mande tu na sere tukimada repeat it. Leo tunakunywa hadi tutoke kwa news. Aya, hola.
Na imagine ilikuwa ni ngoma na ilia hapo kuna chomeka. Ni mbaya. Alafu mtu anacheka.
Wazima moto.
Hello. Niaje bro? Ni Sami Kioko ule ulikuwa unanipeleka Churchill. Ebu nikukol.
Mambo nakuwa yege. Mambo nakuwa lombo, yani mambo nakuwa bravo.
Held in an amazingly beautiful location of Party Island Lounge in Naivasha, Oktoberfest has always been about one word: music.
I like it so much because the people is really nice and they can dance really good.
This is one of the most fantastic festivals I've ever experienced.
I want to just sample some of the songs that have been released, and I will begin with our very own Nadia Mukami, who got to feature Tanzania's Darasa on the song Siko Shua. It is a beautiful song. Be sure to check that. And our spotlight artist of the day is none other than Nigeria's Mr. Easy.
The money and the power, they want to be my reputation. And you know I got the keys to the city, yo. We are sorry, why, chuck it.
Good afternoon. You are in time for the latest updates. A very warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation, we have Brian Muraru. Today, Kenya joins the world in marking Food Day, and preparations are underway ahead of the Mashujaa Day celebrations. We have the latest updates. Let's interact with us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Now we begin from the county of Wajir. A section of leaders in the region is mulling the formation of a new political alliance with a focus on the electorate, led by former Governor Mohamed Abdi and Tarbaj Member of Parliament Hussein Abdi Bare. The leaders who met at Fai Center said the idea is anchored on uniting all communities in Wajir and the larger northeastern region ahead of the 2027 elections. In the last general election, the Fai clan fielded 3 contestants in the gubernatorial polls.
We thank God that we were able to come together on a reconciliatory note. The leadership of the community, especially those who've contested for various positions. As you know, the community has senior government officials over the many years. We've had former cabinet ministers, 2 of them.
together to resolve the differences of our political leaders. We came together to unite the community and also initiate reform process for our family.
A Form 4 candidate from Nyamira North Sub-County has been defied a week to the commencement of the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination. The girl, who is a student at a mixed-day secondary school, was accosted by two young men who are said to be her neighbors and sexually assaulted her. Her parents are now calling on the local leaders to help them find justice for their daughter, whom they say sustained injuries and backache as a result of the assault. They said a copy of the national identity card suspected to belong to one of the assailants was found at the scene.
Akaniweza nguvu, akaninachisi vibaya sana. Wakati alimaliza akatoroka. Mimi kupanda hivi kuja juu nitoka kwa hizo nyumba zenye wanaishi, nikapata yule mwingine walinishika na yeye amesimama kwa mlango.
Mtoto analala, anasema mgongo inamuuma, anasikia maumivu, hata kutembea anatembea style nyingine mbaya, na kama anasikia huko jini vibaya. Sasa mtoto wangu ameumia vibaya, aliturumiwa vibaya, hata mimi kama mama nasikia vibaya kuhusu msichana yangu. Naomba tu serikali inisaidie, inihurumie msichana yangu vile anaenda kukalia mtihani wake wa KJC. Sasa hata amekuwa anaibu.
A section of women in Lamu and Tana River counties is appealing to the county governments to facilitate their access to land ownership in order to empower them economically. Speaking in Lamu during the Rural Women's Day, the women under the umbrella of the Rural Woman Group cited that lack of land ownership denies the women the opportunity to invest in agriculture. And while opening a new office for the women, the Lamu Rural Women for Social Justice Tana River County Gender Director Agri Nyangweso said women hardly have access to loans to start up small businesses.
Akina mama pia wakipata haki za kuoni mashamba watakuwa wanaweza kufanya community iweze kuinuka, kwa sababu akina mama ndio mara nyingi wanakaa na wale watoto pale nyumbani kwa masaa mengi kuliko akina baba.
Na hii mambo na dhuluma na mashamba kidogo tunaona inaenda mbele kidogo.
Kitu kingine yenye na wa challenge na inaenda na timu ya mwaka huu ni upande wa kupata pesa za kuwasaidia waanze miradi mbalimbali, access to financial services.
All right, it is World Food Day and the celebrations climax are underway in the county of Makueni. My colleague Tess Mtai is on that beat. Tess, good afternoon.
Well, hello there, Irene Muchuma. We are coming to you live from Makueni County. We've been camped here since morning for the World Food Celebration Day. Right now it's lunch hour, I understand, and most people would be seated having their hot meals. But yes, we are trying to understand how we can reduce the hunger rate that has been going high during drought seasons. Most people bear the brunt of having no food. So we are linking with one of the official from Calro. Kindly tell us your name, introduce yourself, and we would like to know how would we boost the food production within the country.
Okay, I'm Dr. Lusike Wasilwa. I'm the Director of Crop Systems, Calro. In terms of increasing food availability or access in Kenya, we just need to grow the right crops in the correct agroecological zones, So follow what we recommend. When we say these varieties do well in these areas, then plant those varieties in those areas. Don't mix them. Because otherwise, yes, you'll get a yield, but it will not be optimal yield. So we also want our people to diversify the foods they eat. You can't just keep eating ugali and skuma every day. Eh? Why can't you now have a pilau made from sorghum? Why can't you do that? For breakfast, drink uji from Wimbi. Why can't you do that? This is the year of the millets, 2023. How can we diversify what we eat, the different pigeon peas? Cooking food where we add groundnut in them. Nowadays we have groundnut powders. It increases the taste of the foods. So we need to diversify, increase the kind of biodiversity we're eating for food and even feed for the animals, and then cook our food differently so we don't eat the same boring food every day. Sukuma wiki. Oh no.
Okay, you're talking about adding value into different kind of meals, and also at the same time, some areas are not able to grow because they are arid, semi-arid. Do you think they will add into the food basket? And also, are we ready to add the value addition? Are we ready to pick up that? Do we have the right skills and the right kind of education for that?
By 2030, Kenya will be getting her food from arid and semi-arid areas because of irrigation. You know, the government has put so much investment in irrigating these areas. So the food takes a shorter time to grow and it's very high yielding and there's less incidence of pests and diseases. So with irrigation, we'll get a lot of more food being produced in these arid and semi-arid areas, because in the high rainfall areas, the land has been subdivided to the point that now there are plots with houses on them. So we have to depend on our arid and semi-arid areas and irrigation and the diverse foods that we have for the future. And the future is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So again, we are going to be linking up with one of an official from ICRISAT who would be telling us more about this World Food Day, and also we've seen different varieties of millet, sorghum, pigeon peas within this farm. So perhaps please start with your name, tell us your position at ICRISAT, and also tell us more about what we are seeing today.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. My name is Henry Ojilong. I'm a plant breeder working with ICRISAT based here in Nairobi. Are responsible for the millets production in Eastern Southern Africa. What we have here is a demonstration plot for the different types of millets we globally have. We have about 20 different types of millets globally, but in the region we have sorghum, finger millet, and pearl millet as the main millets grown. 2023 has been declared the International Year of the Millets, with the aim of making people appreciate the significance millets contribute globally. So millets are grown in dryland areas, which make about 60% of the population in the world. And this support people with limited access to other foods. So millets are highly nutritious if you compare to other crops.
Okay, growing up, we saw our grandparents farming some of these millet, but over time they've switched to other types of crops, and perhaps the uptake has continued to reduce. Do you think more farmers will continue taking up these and increasing the production of millet, wheat, sorghum, so that we can even have a larger market, larger produce to export?
Yes, there has been a great reduction in millets production in the previous 20 or so years, but especially with the increased awareness of the populace on the importance of millets, there has been increased demand. And so with increased demand, then the farmers will have to supply more. Secondly, climate change is coming, and with climate change, the main crops we have, like maize, are being edged out of the main growing area. So we are seeing millets being produced more.
Okay. So that is some of the details we have at the moment. We will be telling you more in our subsequent bulletin. Right now, we are just still going through the farms and learning more about these and how such semi-arid areas are staying resilient and bringing and producing their own food. Well, back to you in studio. My name's Teresa Mutai.
Thank you, Teresa Mtai reporting live from Makueni County as Kenya joins the world in marking the Food Day. Now to conservation matters. As the world grapples with pressing ecological challenges, conservationists have urged the youth to have a sense of responsibility and awareness in environment conservation. They note that introducing such concepts at a tender age will enable young people develop a strong sense of awareness and appreciation for the world naturally.
According to United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, Kenya's Children's Climate Risk Index score stands at 6.3, indicating a high risk of environmental shocks and child vulnerability.
We believe it's only through conservation education that we can be able to influence the mindset of the young people to help them change their attitudes and their perception towards the way they relate with the environment.
Through an ecological tour program, the Giraffe Center, in collaboration with the Kenya Wildlife Service, has been championing conservation education for youths. Lessons center around sustainable development, preventing biodiversity loss and restoring habitats for wildlife in terrestrial and marine ecosystems.
Also, to be able to learn about practical aspects in which they can be able to implement projects which are geared towards sustaining their local environment within the area where they are coming from.
The program mainly targets institutions from economically deprived regions where learners rarely have the opportunity to experience nature at its finest.
We have some of the students who want to work in the wildlife area. So the moment they come here, they feel motivated because these are things they can see, they can experience.
We live just next to Safari Walk, but we don't have that opportunity to come because we are not educated about this. I wanted to be a news anchor, and now I have changed my ways, only not being in a news anchoring position, but I'll be out in the field looking for the information.
Nitaweza kuwaeleza wenzangu na kuongea nao ya kuwa si vizuri ya kwamba tuwaue wanyamapori hao ambao hawana hatia.
Through the program, the two organizations hope to shed light on the crucial steps being taken to empower children to actively engage on climate issues and the integral role of wildlife conservation and biodiversity protection.
Protecting our wildlife still remains the top mandate. That is why we need to educate our young ones on the need for conservation of our wild species. Reporting for KBC Channel 1, I'm Alvin Kaunda.
Kenyans have been challenged to embrace the culture of promoting primary health care to facilitate the promotion of disease prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and palliative care. Speaking during a free medical camp in Kandara constituency, Director of Health in Murang'a County, Dr. James Mburu, noted that primary health care helps decongest health facilities, even as the country continues to take great strides towards strengthening the foundation of Kenya's health system. Dr. Mburu further revealed that the country has made substantial advancements on the path to achieving universal health coverage UHC by aligning its healthcare systems with primary healthcare and preventive measures to resonate with the global sustainable development goals.
We want to empower our people to go for screening services early so that we invest more in preventive services.
We are ready and we'll partner with the central government, the county government, the community to ensure that everybody gets quality medical service.
All right, time for us to cross over to the county of Kericho. A couple of days to the Mashujaa Day celebrations and preparations are underway on the ground. My colleague Simon Achola is on that beat. He says Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is currently addressing attendance in the region. Let's listen in.
And all the time, unisalimie kwa haya. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Pokeeni salamu nyingi sana kutoka kwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Daktari William Samoei Ruto. Our president is away in the Republic of China on official duty, and he sends his warm greetings and love for the people of Kericho and the neighboring counties. Before I say one or two things, let me introduce the members of the National Assembly who came with me. We have Dr. Pukose, is the chairman of the Health Committee in Parliament and a member of Parliament for Endebess in Trans Nzoia County. We have Patrick Munene, the vice chairman of the Health Committee in the National Assembly and member of Parliament for Chuka Igabangombe in Tharaka Nithi County. We have that tall man, Duncan Maina Madenge, a member of the committee and member of Parliament for Nyeri Town constituency. We have the Honorable Ken Aramat, the member of Parliament for Narok East and the chairperson of the Energy Committee in the National Assembly. We have Honorable Tonkei, the women representative for Narok County, and we have Honorable Cheruret, where is he, the member of Parliament for Kipkelion East of this county. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet here today under the theme Universal Health Coverage, Afya Nyumbani, a few days after our president flagged off over 100,000 community health promoters to work in our 47 counties. It is also a great occasion to witness the potential of the Kericho County Smart Primary Health Care Network, which is envisioned to transform healthcare service delivery through digitization of data. I congratulate Governor Mutari and his entire team in establishing this digital system. It already defined how we work for our people. Indeed, integrating digital technology is one of the best strategies of ensuring efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery. Distinguished guests, on this note, I wish to commend the health community, the community health promoters who have been engaged for this assignment. You are our heroes. This is Mashujaa Day. We can't pay you enough for the splendid work you are already undertaking. Once again, we count on your utmost dedication to deliver to Kenyans the promise of universal health coverage. Distinguished guests, October is significant to Kenya and the world. During this month, we work to raise awareness on cancer and in particular breast cancer. Cancer is one of the leading non-communicable diseases which collectively kill about 27% of our people annually. In some cases, non-communicable diseases and conditions account up to 50% of hospital admissions. This overstretches our healthcare system, therefore negatively impacting on quality service. Quality healthcare is very expensive for most families. Serious health conditions are sinking families into abject poverty as many Kenyans cannot access healthcare insurance. In fact, only about 26% of the more than 53 million people have some form of health insurance cover. When a serious medical condition strikes, poverty is inevitable for most families. Poverty strips off one's dignity. This, in turn, slows our development. Your Excellency, governors, distinguished guests, this is one of the reasons that the Ruto administration is investing in promoting preventive health care to the grassroots in collaboration with our counties. This is alongside the ongoing reforms in the National Health Insurance Fund to enhance access to quality health care as enshrined in our Constitution. We are closely working with counties in establishing sustainable structures of promoting preventive health as envisioned under the universal health coverage. In this regard, we have allocated 141.2 billion Kenya shillings to the Ministry of Health, with at least 18.4 billion shillings going into the universal health coverage. We are determined to meeting and surpassing the minimum target of 15% of the national budget to the health sector, as per the Abuja Declaration of 2001. Distinguished guests, the primary health care network tool, which Kericho County is integrating into its health care system, will progressively contribute to data collection on various diseases and other medical conditions. This is crucial in strategic and targeted planning, more so in resource allocation as we seek to reap from preventive health interventions. Today, we will also issue a certificate to Kericho County Referral Hospital as a level 5 health facility. The level 5 facility alongside Kapkatet Hospital must redefine medical services in this region. Besides creating a favorable environment for research and incubation of medical innovations, students will have an opportunity of shaping and sharpening their skills. Our students of the Kenya Medical Training College, Sigowet campus, and other medical institutions put into practice their skills at the level 5 hospital. There is potential in groundbreaking research in digital medical practices, including artificial intelligence. There is no regret in innovation. There is no waste in exploring and testing and incubating new ideas. While such institutions may not have top-notch facilities, we must leverage other research institutions like the Kenya Medical Research Institute in nurturing ideas to medical breakthroughs. Furthermore, integration of the electronic community health information system and other digital platforms require more research to improve and sustain such structures. Distinguished guests, as we raise awareness on testing and treatment of breast cancer this month, screening has been seen to contribute to reducing mortality by between 25 and 39% over the last decade. While we are registering such progress, we note that 1 in every 9 men in sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya included, is a potential candidate for prostate cancer. In this regard, I challenge the stakeholders herein to also elevate awareness of prostate cancer for our men to be tested early. Najua wanaume saa ingine mnaogopa kufanya hii test, lakini ni muhimu. This will inform timely interventions to save lives. Some countries have adopted September as the Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. We are ready to engage and propel such life-saving conversations. On this note, I wish you a successful Pre-Mashujaa Day celebration. Asanteni sana. Mimi nimeshukuru sana kufika hapa Kericho tena. Nilikuwa hapa wakati ya conference ya majani chai ambaye tulianza mabadiliko katika sekta ya chai na bonus ambaye imelipwa siku chache zilizopita inaonesha ya kwamba tumeanza kuvuna matunda ya mabadiliko kwa sekta ya majani chai. Tunaendelea na mabadiliko katika sekta ya maziwa na lengo letu kama serikali ni ya kwamba lita moja ya maziwa isipungue shilingi 50, ikuwe ni 50 kuendelea 60. Again, katika sekta ya kahawa tumekuwa tukingangana na wale wenye kukatalia jasho la mkulima, na tunashukuru ya kwamba serikali yetu tukufu tukiongozwa na rais wetu William Ruto Imetoa shilingi bilioni 4 ya kulipa wakulima wa kahawa, advance ya shilingi 80 wakingojea zingine, tukiendelea kutafuta soko ile tutauza direct bila kupitia hao watu ya katikati. Ningetaka niseme tunapongeza waziri wetu wa afya na timu yake kwa kazi nzuri. And I want to say, for the avoidance of doubt, sit down, serious. We have many challenges as a government because of the situation we find ourselves in, the kind of economy that we inherited, the global challenges that are affecting each and every country. But in our 5 pillars in the Kenya Kwanza plan, it is obvious and it's clear that within the next 6 months, the fruits of the great work done by the CS and other stakeholders will be felt by the people of Kenya. Kwa hivyo yale yote tuliahidi, matunda ya kwanza kwa Wakenya ni mabadiliko katika sekta ya afya. Serikali yetu ikishikana na ma-counties imetoa program ya 100,000 community health promoters ambayo wamepatiwa vifaa, na leo hapa Bureti nimeshuhudia kwa boma ya mzee vile hizo vifaa zinafanya kazi, na kwa hivyo tutakuwa na afya nyumbani. Wewe utapata watu wanakuja kukusaidia pale kwa boma lako na familia yako. And this is a great intervention by government in our health sector. And I can tell you without doubt, the fruits of this intervention will be felt in every homestead across the 47 counties by the people of Kenya. Because a healthy nation is a dignified nation. I want to take this opportunity to appeal to our county governments, led by our governors also, to put their best foot forward and improve services in hospitals managed by the county government. I want to appeal to our governors, starting with here in Kericho and Bomet, to make sure that we have sufficient and adequate drugs in each and every facility of the county. This issue of patients being sent by health providers to a certain corner in the town center, to go and look for drugs should be a thing of the past. And with this digital system of monitoring drugs in the dispensaries, in the health centers, in the level of hospital, in the level 5, the governors and the officials working under them should make sure, working with KEMSA, that at any one time we have sufficient drugs available in all our health facilities to assist the people of Kenya. Mnajua tutakuwa na sherehe kubwa ya Mashujaa Day hapa Kericho katika Green Stadium. Kiwanja itafunguliwa saa 9 ya usiku. Na ni first come first served. Hiyo kiwanja ni kidogo. So amuka mapema ufike pale. Tutakuwa na maafisa wetu wa kutusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba mmepewa pahali ya kuketi, na itakuwa tamasha ambaye hamujaona katika area hii. Tutakuwa na military parade na other activities that are very interesting that have never been witnessed in this part of the country. I want to appeal and invite all the residents of Kericho, other neighboring counties, to come and join President William Ruto in celebrating Mashujaa Day in this county. Na tutaanza mapema kwa sababu ya mvua. Vile tumeona hii mvua inaweza kututatiza. Kwa hivyo mfike mapema, mpate viti pale mbele ndio muweze kuangalia na kuona kwa macho yale ambayo itakuwa inatendeka pale. Mimi nikimalizia ni kusema asanti kwa magavana wetu tuendelee kufanya kazi, na hapa Kericho County Commissioner na timu yako, na shukuru nyinyi. Vita dhidi ya pombe inaendelea vizuri 70%, lakini 30% bado. Nataka mutie bidii machiefs wetu. Mnajua tulikubaliana na hatuna vita, sisi ni marafiki, ya kwamba katika location yako wewe kama chief na pombe hamwezi ishi nyinyi wote pale, lazima mmoja aondoke. Na kwa sababu pombe haina akili ya kuamua kama itaondoka ama itakaa, jukumu la uamuzi ni juu ya chief. Na unajua tunataka kutoa machifu kadhaa kabla Christmas waende nyumbani, ndio wakuwe funzo kwa wengine wale wazembe. Na nyinyi watu ya Kericho mnajua ni marafiki zangu, na rais mlitupigia kura vizuri. Itakuwa ni uchungu mingi sana kwangu nikiona machifu wakienda nyumbani. Kwa hivyo namuomba kwa heshima machifu wetu mjikaze, mtoe miguu kwa gunia, mungangane na hii watu na madawa ya kulevya, ndio nyinyi muweze kuendelea na kazi, ndio mshughulikie watoto wenu. It will be very painful for me to sanction a few chiefs in Kericho to go home because you are our people and we love you and you supported us and prayed for us. Please spare me that agony to make that decision by doing the right thing. Wale wote wanauza hizi pombe machifu mnawajua. Wale wanauza bangi mnawajua. You know them. Just make a decision and save you a job because you need it. Hii kazi kupata ni kibarua ngumu. Ile kazi kidogo huko nayo uchunge. Na mimi kwa sababu nimepewa kazi na rais nipambane na hiyo pombe, mimi sitaki kumwaga unga yangu. So nikiona wewe unataka kunimwagia yangu, nitamwaga yako kwanza. Si ndio tunasema? Sema kuva dereva, kuva nini? Makanga. Sasa nyinyi machifu na DCC msiniangushe. Mimi kazi nilipewa na rais, niko na haja naye. Nataka niichunge sana. Mnajua pahali nilikuwa pahali mbaya sana. Sasa mimi sitaki kurudi hapo. Kwa hivyo mimi nikiona mtaharibu yangu, mimi kwanza nitamwaga yenu, ndio yangu imwagike baadaye. Kwa hivyo nyinyi ni watu wazuri na tumeshukuru sana. And those who are continuing with this program, tunatakia nyinyi mema na tuko na matumaini kwa mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu tutakuwa na nyinyi siku ya Ijumaa pamoja na rais wetu ambaye ako huko China akingangana na watu ya huko weupe kuona atatuletea nini. Na tumemwambia rais ahakikishe akitoka tu na ndege akirudi akuja na kitu. Si mungetaka akuja na kitu? Na mumuombee asirudi mkono mtupu. Akienda tu akirudi anakuja na kitu. Hivyo ndio tumekubaliana na yeye. Na kwa hivyo mimi nataka niseme asanti. May God bless you. May God bless you abundantly. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Right, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua there attending the UHC Mashujaa conference, one that is aiming at the Mashujaa Day celebrations Friday. The Deputy President saying that the government will not relent in the fight against illicit brew in the country. At the same time, he says that the Mashujaa Day celebrations, which are coined around proper healthcare to the people, will be properly catered for by the national government. Remember, KBC Channel 1 will be bringing you unmatched coverage on the event from today through to Friday. Keep it KBC Channel 1. Now, to tourism matters, Kenya Tourism Board involving the youth in tourism through capacity building to leverage their skills in the hospitality sector. Speaking at the sidelines of the concluded Kenya Tourism, the Turkana Tourism Cultural Festival held in Lodwar, KTB chairperson Francis Gishaba noted tourism is one of the economic pillars that has a direct impact right from the grassroots levels. Well, we'll be bringing you details on that bit after this break. Let's give ourselves way for the commercial break.
vijana chapakazi wenye nguvu za ziada.
My youth, uko na talent ya kusing, spoken word, kucompose jingles ama any other unexploited artistic talent. Gava through Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy na KBC sasa wame come up na project ya kupromote usanii called Studio Mashinani. Hizi ni studios ziko grassroots and they are fitted with high quality state-of-the-art equipment where you can produce quality audio and video music content for free. What's more, wanaoffer mentorship na talanta yako itakuwa promoted on KBC Channel 1 TV, Y254 na radio stations za KBC. Tembelea Studio Mashinani huko Comarox, Langata, Sauti House Mombasa, Kirwara huko Gatanga, Kitui next to Manyanyoni Chiefs Camp na Kisumu City wako hapo KBC Station. Usilalie talent. This is your chance to commercialize and popularize your talent through Studio Mashinani.
1 year in office, 23 ministries. Time to review the journey in implementing the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. What is your assessment of the government's performance? Will they ace the performance test? Tune in to KBC News at 9 p.m. for the government scorecard.
Kenyans, I want to take this opportunity as the Cabinet Secretary for Health to invite you to Kericho County on the 20th of October, where His Excellency the President shall be launching officially the universal health coverage. Come and witness over 4,000 community health promoters from across the county. They'll be showcasing what it is that we have been able to put together as a ministry. Welcome, Kenyans.
Giza giza tutafanya lile tendo, washamaliza ngatembo, kinachofuata ni skendo.
Kichwa yangu si kubwa.
Shika ujaribu, ujaribu.
Kichwa yangu si kubwa. Hii kitu inaweza toshea.
Mande tu na sere tukimada repeat it. Leo tunakunywa hadi tutoke kwa news. Aya, hola.
Na imagine ilikuwa ni ngoma na ilia hapo kuna chomeka. Ni mbaya. Alafu mtu anacheka.
Wazima moto.
Hello. Niaje bro? Ni Sami Kioko ule ulikuwa unanipeleka Churchill. Hebu nikukol.
Mambo nakuwa yege. Mambo nakuwa lombo, yani mambo nakuwa bravo.
Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. Welcome back. Now to our initial story. Kenya Tourism Board is involving the youth in tourism through capacity building to leverage the skills in the hospitality sector. Speaking at the sidelines of the just concluded 7th edition of Turkana Tourism and Cultural Festivals held in Lodwar, KTB Chairperson Francis Gishaba noted tourism is one of the economic pillars that has a direct impact right from the grassroots levels. Gishaba further said KTB will also collaborate with the county governments and other partners in the sector to help identify, develop and package the hidden tourism games in different regions.
The Kenya Kwanza Economic Transformation Agenda bottom up is meant to bring development from the grassroots up. So when tour operators come on board, those are new job opportunities that are being created at that particular level. Then we also expect the hotels here to get busier. When hotels get busier, then it means there will be more employment opportunities for the people coming from this region. When hotels get busy again, there will be more food demand that is required into these establishments. So it is going to have a cyclical and bigger transformation.
The National Counterterrorism Center has embarked on a review of the national strategy to counter violent extremism in the country. According to the center, violent extremism is a dynamic phenomenon, hence the need for continuous and progressive review in order to detect, deter, and disrupt various avenues that promote violent extremism, especially among the youth. The center is currently holding public participation sessions in Kisumu for various stakeholders from the Nyanza and Western regions. The forums will be conducted across the country. Kenyans can equally participate in the review through the center's website.
So we realized that the strategy did not have a measurability framework, and therefore this is an area that we had to quickly come up with a way of creating an M&E system, and so we adopted the OKR mechanism for measurability. We also realized that out of the engagements and the practicality in the field and the feedback that we were getting in the field as we were implementing, that even the pillars as designed in the strategy, the 9 pillars, required some tweaking so that they can take care of all aspects. Remember that this strategy is supposed to be a comprehensive mechanism of making sure that we are able to handle all situations from radicalization, from recruitment, and the possible planning for attacks by the violent extremists.
Even though we've not had any attacks in either Western or Nyanza, but we have recruits within our areas, and we need to always be alert.
It is very important that everybody participates in this public participation, so that when we start implementing the strategy, you not say that you are not consulted.
Welcome to Channel 1 Business. Coffee farmers in Embu County have received training on pest control and management to avoid post-harvest losses and enhance their production. The training is part of a project by the Korea International Cooperation Agency that will be rolled out to other counties, using coffee as players in the sector seek to attract more markets.
500 coffee farmers from Kururuma Cooperative Society in Manyata constituency, Embu, have benefited from training geared towards enhancing production. Comes from Korea International Cooperation Agency. The 5-month training facilitated by International Humanitarian and Development NGO Kenya Good Neighbors saw the farmers taken through all the modules of coffee farming and are in turn expected to train others.
This one is really important training because we make a trainer. This trainer will be training the other farmers. We teach it to them. It's about the organic, like eco-friendly farming, like organic manure and organic compost. Yeah, we can teach to how to make. So I expect to.
KOICA, which equipped the farmers with training on soil fertility, coffee plant nutrition, and coffee tree canopy management, believes that the coffee value chain can be improved if some aspects that affect the quality of coffee are addressed, including harvesting at the right time, same-day delivery to the factory, and conducting color sorting before submission.
We congratulate the 500 farmers to successfully completing their education, and I hope these farmers can play a very important role to develop the coffee industry in the Embu.
Deputy Governor Kinyomugo said the training was timely, coming at a time production was at all-time low.
To grow our coffee production from the normal 3 kilograms per tree to 10 kilograms. That's the target we have now moving forward.
Jia wametufundisha tutaongeza mazao ya kahawa. Hiyo ingine ni kama mambo ya kuwa wakati unalipalilia kahawa. Tuliambiwa ukitandika yale mulching, kufanya ile mulching utakuwa ukipalilia kahawa. na utakuwa ukiharibu environment ya wale wadudu wanasaidia kutengeneza mmea miti.
Edna Murungi, reporting for Lunchtime News.
Across the borders in the world of business, China's output of crude steel and pig iron increased steadily in the first 9 months of this year compared with the same period in previous years. China's steel industry has shown stronger international competitiveness and made new breakthroughs in high-end, green and intelligent development in the first 3 quarters of this year. Here now are the details of this and other stories making headlines across the globe.
China has been increasing investment in the intelligent and digital transformation of the steel industry this year, with about 30 yuan invested in research and development per ton of steel produced. In the third quarter of this year, China's steel industry continued to expand its global market share and has become an important engine of the global steel industry. China's steel industry has been implementing the world's strictest ultra-low emission standards for pollutants, with more than 500 million tons of production capacity completed or undergoing ultra-low emission transformation. 53 low-carbon technology research and development projects have been launched by 18 major steel companies in China, and the China Iron and Steel Association has been promoting energy-efficient projects at 58 companies with a production capacity of 440 million tons. Elsewhere, Canadian auto workers have voted to ratify a 3-year contract agreement with General Motors. Members of Unifor, the union representing about 4,300 Canadian workers at 3 Ontario General Motors facilities, voted 80.5% in favor of the deal. The vote followed the pattern of an agreement reached earlier with Ford, and it leaves only Jeep makers Stellantis without a contract. Talks have yet to start with Stellantis, which has the largest Canadian manufacturing footprint of Detroit's 3 automakers. The General Motors agreement came after a brief strike last week by the workers at General Motors factories in Oshawa and St. Catharines, Ontario, and parts of warehouse in Woodstock, Ontario. Unifor say that the deal includes pay rises of nearly 20% for production workers and 25% for skilled trades. Finally, Indonesia's 2023 rice output is expected to drop by 2% to 30.9 million metric tons as extremely dry weather driven by the El Niño weather patterns affects its harvest. The prediction was based on output data as of August and an estimate for harvest from September to December. The rice harvest area for 2023 was estimated at 10.2 million hectares, down from 10.45 million hectares a year ago. Indonesia imported 1.79 million tons of rice in the January to September period, up from 288,707 tons in the same period last year. Southeast Asia's biggest economy planned to import an additional 1.5 million metric tons of rice in 2023, on top of a 2.3 million tons import quota issued earlier this year to top up government's rice reserves to cool rising prices of the staple food.
All right, a section of engineers have converged in Eldoret, the county of Uasin Gishu. My colleague Regina Manyara is with the team. Regina, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Irene Muchuma. We're Well, good afternoon, Irene Muchuma. We're coming to you live from Uasin Gishu County, Eldoret, a town for now, but set to be conferred city status. Now we are here for the second edition of the Association of Consulting Engineers of Kenya, who is having a forum here, bringing various stakeholders, especially engineers, to discuss matters of how engineering and the role that engineering can play in ensuring food security. To take us through this particular conversation is none other than Engineer Patrick Buller, who is a chair of ASEC. Karibu sana sana.
Thank you.
So when we talk about engineering, we do not associate it with matters of food security. How do we link engineering to food security?
Engineering plays a role in the design, production, and maintenance and operation of machines and equipment that are used in food production, food processing, and food distribution, storage, and even disposal.
Now, in your earlier speech, it was like a call to action to engineers to innovate around the food system itself for food security, enhance productivity and such. From where you sit as an engineer, what is holding back Kenya, from attaining food security from an engineering perspective?
We need to invest in some strategic areas that increase productivity so that the yield per acre goes up, and therefore we need to increase mechanization. To increase mechanization, you need to import, to have machines. So these machines can be imported, or they can be assembled, or they can be produced in Kenya. Now that production, manufacture, or assembly of machines here is what you would call food engineering. Food engineering. Yeah.
Now, the issue of mechanization has been a thorny issue, especially when it comes to small-scale farmers, especially, and also large-scale farmers. But then, if we're talking about mechanization, how can we marry mechanization and also ensure those who in the value chain continue, having or rather eking a living as they do with more proficiency? Engineer Matt.
Thank you. I think for the small-scale farmers, it is important to have also the ability for them to have situations where they can be able to produce food in a better way. We need smaller equipment, which can be handled using hands, but which are actually motorable in a way that they can cultivate. I have seen some equipment from China where you just hold by hand and they do cultivation, and they are able to cultivate maybe an acre within a very, very short time, maybe 10 minutes, and some of them have already come to Kenya. And therefore for us, it's, as Kenyan engineers, us is to try to make something similar but cheaper, which is affordable to our people. That is one of the major things to do.
Regina Manyara engaging engineers in Eldoret. Be sure to catch up with her in our primetime bulletin sports for comprehensive news item. And it's 56 minutes past the hour. We cross over to sports. The Kenya women's under-20 national team Rising Starlets jetted to the country last night from Angola after bagging all points in the World Cup's second leg qualifier match over the host. The Beldin Odemba charges sailed through on a 10-1 goals aggregate after winning the first leg encounters 6-1 here in Nairobi a week ago. Both teams were granted byes in their first round against South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo after the two teams withdrew from the competition. The Kenyan team will now face Cameroon in the next round of the qualifiers. Cameroon qualified after eliminating Botswana 6-1 on goals aggregate. The team was received by former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, who gifted them 200,000 shillings cash prize.
Ni mzuri kuweka moral because hawajaenda huko kujiwakilisha. Wameenda huko kuwakilisha Kenya na we are very proud vile wameweza kufunga Angola mabao 10-1. Kwa hivyo we are wishing them all the best, we will support them na serikali pia itawasupport tuhakikishe kuwa wanaleta World Cup hapa Kenya.
The Kenya national soccer team Harambee Stars is set to face Russia in Antalya, Turkey today in their third high-profile friendly match in preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup Africa qualifiers that commence next month. The Egid Firat charges are in high spirits ahead of the match and hope to bag all points in their last test match ahead of the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers set for November. The players held their final training this morning and are optimistic to register a win in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier matches. Stars are drawn in Group F alongside Ivory Coast, Gabon, Gambia, Burundi and Seychelles.
Team is prepared. We've had a good preparation here in Turkey.
the players, the morale in the camp is quite high, and everybody is expecting a good game, you know, an interesting fixture against Russia, who are one of a good team, you know, ranked 39th in the whole world, and we are going out to compete, you know, such kind of friendly, you know, we get experience to learn a lot of things, and now in our last preparations before our World Cup qualifiers begin.
We have done our work, we are ready for the match, and I think even if Russia is a really top team, you saw it especially against Cameroon, how easy they win. They could even win very high in this match, so therefore we expect a really top, tough team. So, and we will try our best to make the people in Kenya proud.
All right, Bandari Swimming Club emerged the winners of the Mombasa County Swimming Championship Mixed Levels Open, Master Short Course and Relays Championship, which took part at Aga Khan Academy. Over 200 swimmers took part in the tournament.
81 gold, 53 silver and 30 bronze medals, followed by Mombasa Aquatic Club, who bagged 87 medals, 55 gold.
Well, on that bit, we come to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Be sure to catch up with more sports details in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation, we have Brian Abule. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your time. Good afternoon.
If that were the case, then why would Mr. Han talk you into joining us? Is it because I chose to promote Liu Yining